Stakeholder Analysis. When it comes to any project, all of the individuals and teams who the project will involve or affect are its stakeholders. During the course of a project, your actions can affect many people. They may have positive or negative impacts on the project's goals and objectives. Knowing who these people or groups are before starting a project is very important for the success. Because if you know who the decision makers or influencers are, you can develop strategies to gain their support. But how can you identify them correctly? This is where stakeholder analysis comes into play. A stakeholder analysis is a process of identifying these people before the project starts. It is part of stakeholder management and an important technique for stakeholder identification and the analysis of their needs. There are some steps to do this. 1. Identify. 2. Prioritize. 3. Understand. Let's cover these in a little more detail. Step 1. Identify. First, you need to identify who the stakeholders are. At this step, conducting a brainstorming session will be useful. Thus, you will create a list of people who might have an interest in your project. It can include creditors, directors, employees, government, suppliers, unions. Some of them will have a big influence on your objectives, while others will impact nothing. Step 2. Prioritize. Use a power interest grid to prioritize your stakeholders. A power interest grid is a technique used to categorize stakeholders based on their power or influence and interest in a project. As you see, there are 4 categories. The actions you will take depend on which category your stakeholders are classified. Stakeholders with a high level of power and interest are on the right top of the matrix. They may be strongly supportive or otherwise. Since their interest is high, they have opinions. Stakeholders with a low level of power and interest are on the left, bottom of the matrix. They may have no strongly formed views. Stakeholders with high power and high interest should be managed closely. If they are positive and supportive, you can provide information and maintain their support. If they are negative, be careful and put effort into dealing with them. Stakeholders with high power and low interest should be kept satisfied. Because they have power. If their interests change over time, they may have positive or negative effects on the project's goals. Stakeholders with low power and high interest should be kept informed. If they are positive, use them to lobby other stakeholder groups and maintain their interests. If they are negative, don't spend too much time with them. Stakeholders with low power and low interest should be monitored. If they are positive, provide them information because their position may change over time. If they are negative, don't spend too much time with them. Step 3. Understand your stakeholders. If you don't know how to communicate with each stakeholder, you cannot gain their support. Try to understand what motivates them and how can you change their negative insights on your project. Engaging stakeholders throughout the project life cycle is key to a project's success. Establishing good communication channels with the stakeholders brings a project to a successful conclusion.